Welcome to this explainer. Today we're stepping into a space that is literally shifting right beneath our feet as we speak. We're going to take a really close look at the architecture of the modern internet and examine this deeply unsettling shift in our digital landscape, the rise of synthetic truth. Because we're exploring the very real possibility that the digital world we rely on every single day for our news, for human connection, for our basic understanding of society, it's quietly being overwritten. It's this slow, almost imperceptible change, but honestly, its impact is absolute.
I want you to think about the last hour you spent scrolling. Just think about the last article you skimmed, or that viral clip you just watched, or those endless streams of comments. I'm going to ask you a question that might sound totally absurd at first, but it is becoming increasingly valid. What if everything you just saw was fake? It's a chilling thought, right? When you really let yourself fall down that rabbit hole, it fundamentally challenges the trust you place in your own daily digital habits. We naturally assume there's a living, breathing human being on the other side of the glass, but what if there just isn't?
Okay, let's dive into this, because we aren't just talking about abstract, high-level computer science concepts here. We are talking about the absolute most common, everyday elements of your social media feeds. The face of that lifestyle guru you follow, the comforting, familiar voice in a daily update you listen to, or the thousands of comments you read under a controversial post that validate your own thoughts. They might actually be entirely artificial fabrications. Imagine reading this heartfelt, deeply personal comment thread that completely shapes your opinion on a current event, only to realize later that literally not a single one of those people actually exist. The basic building blocks of our digital reality are actively being simulated. For decades, we've kind of relegated this whole idea to the realm of movies and dystopian novels, right? We thought of it as this distant, futuristic concept, something some future generation would have to figure out. But the reality presented in our source material is completely uncompromising. This is not science fiction anymore. These highly deceptive technologies are not stuck in some pristine laboratory of tomorrow. They are out in the wild right now. They're being actively deployed, operating seamlessly across the platforms you use every single day, just blending right in with your friends, your family, and your trusted news sources.
To truly grasp how this grand illusion is maintained, we have to understand the central technology making it all possible: deepfakes. This is highly advanced AI that creates extremely realistic yet completely fabricated videos, voices, and images. And the operative word here is definitely realistic. This technology has advanced to such a sophisticated point that our own biology, our very eyes and ears, which have evolved over millions of years to trust what they directly perceive, can no longer reliably distinguish organic reality from digital fabrication. It is, effectively, a hack on human perception.
We are witnessing the incredibly rapid expansion of AI's arsenal of deception. It can now generate highly realistic humans that don't exist anywhere on Earth, complete with asymmetrical features and unique physical quirks. It can clone exact, recognizable voices from just 3 seconds of scraped audio, meaning a quick voicemail is all it takes to perfectly replicate someone you love. It can create entirely fake videos, placing real people in completely fabricated situations with terrifying accuracy, and honestly, perhaps most unsettling of all, it can now imitate subtle human emotions. It adds natural pauses, little sighs, and hesitations into its speech just to manipulate our natural empathy. AI has moved way, way beyond simple text generation to master complete multi-sensory manipulation.
So we're witnessing this fundamental shift from the traditional internet to a new, entirely synthetic one. On one side, you have genuine human creators, complete with all their flaws, their spontaneity, and the messy authenticity of real life. But on the other side, you have the calculated, algorithmic perfection of artificial influencers. These digital creations, they never sleep, they never age, and they absolutely never have an off day. They are tirelessly generated and perfectly optimized, pixel by pixel, to capture your attention and keep you endlessly engaged. They offer this sterile, flawless perfection that a real human being simply cannot compete with.
Now, what's really interesting here is that you might think these fake AI influencers are just a niche novelty, right? Just some weird corner of the internet you personally don't interact with. But they already command followings in the millions. Just let that sink in for a second. Millions of real, breathing human beings are regularly interacting with, trusting, and being influenced by digital entities that completely lack a human pulse. Fans are actually buying the products these avatars wear, defending them in comment sections, and forming deep parasocial relationships with what is essentially just lines of code executing a highly calculated marketing strategy.
But this phenomenon goes much, much deeper than just virtual celebrities pushing products.
Consider the automated bots, the invisible manipulators of the internet. They operate at a massive systemic scale. They don't just sit idly by. They actively spread opinions, they control digital trends by artificially amplifying specific narratives, and ultimately, they manipulate what people believe. Think about a coordinated bot swarm artificially inflating a trending hashtag just to make a fringe, extreme opinion look like the majority consensus. It's a quiet, structural control of public perception, operating entirely behind the scenes and shaping the global conversation without us ever even realizing it.
So the crucial point is, the absolute scariest part of all this, most people don't even notice. We're undergoing a massive, foundational shift in the very nature of information. Yet the general public is navigating this digital minefield largely unaware, just casually accepting synthetic content as absolute truth simply because it looks and sounds perfectly real. And the deception works precisely because it is so incredibly seamless, and because we consume our feeds at such a rapid, unrelenting pace. We simply don't have the time to stop and question the fundamental reality of every single post we swipe past.
This brings us to a very stark warning from experts who are closely tracking the evolution of this technology. They say the internet is entering a new era, an era where reality itself becomes uncertain. This isn't just about spotting a fake video here and there anymore. This is a profound existential realization. The basic foundation of digital truth, the bedrock upon which we gather information, connect with others, understand the global economy, and participate in society is rapidly dissolving right before our eyes. When the primary lens through which we view the world becomes warped, while our entire shared reality warps right along with it.
I want you to think deeply about what this means for your own future experience navigating the world. Tomorrow, next week, or next year, you may never truly know whether the person on your screen is real. Imagine jumping on a video call with a new client, dealing with a customer service rep, or getting a frantic voice message from an unknown number and having absolutely no way to verify if there is a human consciousness on the other end. Every single emotional appeal you encounter could just be the calculated product of code. It is a deeply personal, profoundly unsettling implication of living in a completely synthetic digital world.
And this brilliantly illustrates our cinematic climax here, leaving us with a truly chilling realization. Artificial intelligence is no longer just changing technology. It's changing reality itself. We really have to stop viewing AI as just another new software update, or a cool digital tool, or some passing trend. It has become a pervasive filter that sits firmly between us and the world, fully capable of altering our fundamental perception of what actually exists. It forces us to question the very fabric of the reality we consume every single day.
Can you still trust the internet?